Oh my goodness, it is so brilliant to be back on the podcast, back doing videos, and back seeing how amazing Milspo has grown over the last few years. If we've not met before, I'm Jess, the founder of the Milspo Business Network, and it is so brilliant that you have found us. We're a community of over 1,400 members doing amazing things, all military spouses, partners, other halves, widows, veterans partners, building businesses that survive our military lives, no matter where we're posted or where we find ourselves. And it is the most amazing network. I love it. And I'm sure if you've been a member for a while, you love it too. Obviously, I've been away. I went off and had a baby. Can you believe it? Military life and a baby. It has been hectic. But since I've been gone, Milspo has grown from strength to strength, and it is just so inspiring and so completely amazing. We love it. We get together, we do online networking, we do amazing things, and we inspire each other because, as we all know, military life can be particularly tough at times and sometimes even impossible. But if there's anything that we already know, is that military partners are completely epic, and we can certainly do it. Since getting back from having my baby and my maternity leave, I've written a book. I realised many years ago that employment support was lacking. We all know how difficult it is to find a career, move with your partner if you choose to move, or support your partner whilst you're working. And for a lot of us, self-employment is the solution. However, it's really fiddly to find the support out there, decent support that looks after us from people who just get it, because military life is this weird world where unless you've tried it a little bit and experienced it, you never really understand it. So, of course, we all needed a guide. And that's why Building Business Beyond the Magnolia Box exists. It's available on Amazon. It's my book. It's a guide, an inspiration for all entrepreneurs living in a military world. And it's full of proper advice from the experience that I have gained through starting my business back in 2012. But it's also got loads of advice from people I've interviewed on the podcast and just my military pals who are doing amazing things. It's so inspirational. In a minute, I'm going to read a little bit from it, but I thought I would introduce this little mini series that I'm doing. I thought it was about time that I got back online. You heard my voice, learned from my experience. So I'm doing a little mini series heavily based on the book to inspire you to know that you can still do it, even though the world has gone upside down. The economy is tough. Military life is busier than ever, but it's a little bit of inspiration to keep you going, to know that Milspo is here, that we are all here, we have your back, and we are cheering you on. And it's had wonderful feedback. It's been really just great to hear how it's really helping people. So it seemed the best time to share the best bits of the book in this little mini series. I'm going to be sharing some of the best interviews from the podcast that I've done over the last few years. Gosh, since 2018, the podcast started. Loads of episodes to catch up on if you are new to this. So I best get on. And I'm going to start at the very beginning because why wouldn't you? The most important thing about this book, I think, is the dedication and who it's dedicated to. We are so often forgotten as military partners. There's loads of support for those who are serving, loads of support for veterans, but sometimes we get a little bit forgotten, don't we? So I think it's really important that we are right at the heart of Milspo and right in the center of everything that we do at Milspo. And that's why this book is dedicated to every military partner who ever felt lost but found their way anyway. It's dedicated to those who endured the tours, the deployments, the operations from the home front and still kept smiling. It's dedicated to those who ever looked at that pile of moving boxes, took a deep breath and just kept going. It's dedicated to those who said goodbye to friends, families, their careers and still carried on. Those who never got asked, so what is it that you do, but embraced the conversation anyway. To every single one of you who took that exciting step into entrepreneurship, and to those who are about to do the same. We are military spouses, partners and other halves, the backbone of the UK Armed Forces, their greatest cheerleaders and their biggest supporters, and we can do anything. And I truly believe that that is the heart of the community, the Milspo community, the greater armed forces community. We all know how well they do without us, which not very well is, I think, the reality. And that's why it was so important to dedicate the book to you. We are the forgotten unsung heroes, backing them up. And I think it's a really important message to remember that military partners are completely epic. It's a really hard life. I think we find ourselves very often thinking, am I worthy? I felt it for years. It's taken me a lifetime to get to the point that Milspo was at. It's had many different reincarnations. It started off as a little networking group many, many postings ago. That little networking group turned into a wine club, inevitably. And then I started it again at a different posting, and then I moved, so the networking group disappeared. And alongside that was the imposter syndrome, that I had this very high-powered, intelligent military man going off and, doing his thing and doing it really well. And I was at home and struggling with my business, completely isolated, completely lonely. And I just didn't feel worthy. And it's taken so many years to rebuild myself to get to a point where I'm like, no, Milspo is great. Milspo is worthy. My business is worth it. And it's taken an awful lot to get there. But I think we're just getting back to the start of it. And I know that I'm not the only one who's felt like this. The Milspo community is full of amazing members doing brilliant things. But we all have that imposter syndrome. We all have that doubt in us. And it needs to change, quite frankly. We need to change our mindset. We need to think about what we've already done. There's so many people talking about the resilience of military spouses, partners, other halves. And I get it, we are resilient, but we're also tired. We're also busy. We're overwhelmed. We have so many things going on. And I'm sure you agree with me that you feel like that. You get to the point where you start your new business and you get sideswiped by something. Could be your child gets sick, or maybe there's a deployment, or you have to move house, or you're living away from your partner most of the week and only see them at weekends, and it's lonely and isolating. And that's what happens. You have the best intentions, you get so excited, and then military life just somehow, I don't know how they do it, takes the legs from under you. And before you know it, your amazing ideas, your wonderful enthusiasm, the way that you kickstarted something that you desperately need to do, that you want to do, that there's the audience for, that people really need. And you need it as well, because that's what you want to do. That's your dreams, your aspirations. You need something that's for you to make you feel just that little bit better in your military life, so that you can support your partner, that you can support your family, not just financially, but in every way, to give you something that's truly yours, that you don't end up feeling like somebody's plus one or a dependent. And if you're listening to this, I'm pretty sure that's having your own business is the solution for you. But it's a challenge, like all things in life, it's a challenge. And that's why Milspo exists, to support you. So while I'm chatting away, I want you to have a little think about the choice that you make and the different versions that there are of you. I think there's two choices. There's the bad you and the best you. And the bad you is when you're stuck. It's the person, the procrastinator, the one who finds the Netflix series that they must watch. They have to watch because, you know what? This business is too hard. I've tried this business thing. It's too hard. My partner got deployed. The dog's sick. The boiler's broken. It's all too much. You know what? Business wasn't for me. And I tried it a little bit and I joined this thing called Milspo and it looked really great. But I joined the Facebook group and I didn't really say anything. I just sort of watched it a little bit and it was great, full of inspiring people, but they're really scary and they're doing amazing things and they're so passionate about what they do. But you know what? That's not for me. I've started my business. I tried it. It didn't work. I'm going to give up. And eventually that turns into frustration, procrastination, overwhelm. You haven't got the clients you wanted. You've bought the website domain, but you never did anything with it. You started up the Facebook page, but you never did anything with it. You don't understand social media. You haven't got an email list. it's too many things, I can't do it. And that's the bad you. But I genuinely believe, and I know this because I have found people like this living in this military community who have become the best version of themselves, despite the imposter syndrome, despite the fear, despite military life attacking us in the way that it does. They've become the best you because they've taken the choice. They have made the choice to really show up. They've joined this little community called Milspo. And you know what? They found some really good people in there. They've come to the networking events. They've asked questions. They've connected with people outside of the Facebook group who've helped them do amazing things. They've realized that it's not just them. They don't have to be alone, that they can meet people and become friends with them. No matter where they're posted, they have realized that, yes, the boiler is broken and the dog's sick and life is tough, but within that, there is space for them to do amazing things. They've taken advantage of all of the support that's out there for them. They're doing brilliant things, and it's supporting their military life. It really doesn't have to be one or the other. You can build a business despite the pressures of military life, and it will be successful and sustainable, and you can do brilliant things. Do you know why? Because there are so many of us doing it. It's not just me. Despite appearances, it's taken me many years to get to the point I have. It's taken a lot of hard work, a lot of trial and error. But through all of that experience, I've realized that, yeah, things go wrong. Things are rubbish. Everything, like, you get to established place and you finally meet some friends and life is good, and then the posting notice arrives and you're moving in a couple of months. This is constantly happening. But despite that, you can do it. And I think that's the pure joy of Milspo, is committing to it. So I want you to sit here now. Think of those two choices. Do you want to be the bad you, the procrastinator who has these amazing dreams, but she can't achieve it because she knows inevitably that that's the end of it? She tried a little bit hard. Or do you want to be the best you? I want to meet the best you. I want you to be the best you. So here's the choice. You can be the bad you or the best you. But I tell you what, it's going to be much more fun being the best you. And yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. There are so many stories in this book where I've almost given up so many times. Do have a look at it. It will surprise you. But things are changing the mindset, choosing to be the best you that you can possibly be, really showing up, coming into the Facebook community, asking your questions and doing those wonderful things. And I know that we will be celebrating how epic the best you is. So make that choice, be inspired. It's going to be so much fun, and we're here to support you. Take advantage of everything that Milspo has to offer. Take advantage of everything that military life has to offer. We're in such a unique situation. Yes, it's hard, but it's really good fun, and there's so many brilliant bits. Believe me, you can do it. I believe that you can do it. There's 1,400 members who believe you can do it too. So off you go. This is your time. You can achieve everything that you want to, and we will be here supporting you. Do not give up on those dreams. As always, we're here to answer your emails, comments in the group, anything you like. So my email address is hello@milspo.co.uk, and you can always find me. I will be there to support you. And come and join us in the Facebook group if you've not already. Go back and listen to the old podcast episodes. They're so inspirational. They have so many insights into people that have had some really tough times, but have got through it and done brilliant things, which we all know you can do too. So take a deep breath. Plan this amazing business that you're going to grow. And if you're stuck, we can help. So that is it for the very first one of these mini series. I will be back with another snippet from Building Business Beyond the Magnolia Box. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Take care. Come and join us in the Facebook community. And until next time, enjoy building your amazing business.